Very good afternoon, Keerthana. Firstly,
Good afternoon,
congratulations
sir.
for
Thank
All
you.
India
Thank you
Rank
so much, sir.
33. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling very happy. I'm on cloud nine, and yeah, that's that.
Yeah, and how's your family feeling?
They are very much happy, and they assume that I would be getting into the list, but they didn't think that I'd get 33rd rank. So they are
Okay,
beyond happy.
right.
Yeah.
Great to hear that. So, Keerthana, there would be a lot of young aspirants, especially young women out there who will be looking forward to know your experiences. Firstly, with respect to your background, from where do you belong? What is your educational background? Can you tell me about it?
Yes, sir. Sir, I come from Chirala. It's a small town in Andhra Pradesh. So coming to my educational background, I've done my schooling in Chirala itself.
Okay.
And then for my plus one and plus two, I've studied in Vijayawada in Andhra.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Then I've done my graduation in computer science and engineering from
Mm-hmm.
Amrita School of Engineering, Bangalore. So
Okay.
since
Okay.
then, I've graduated in 2019, and since then I've been preparing for a civil service examination. So I've given
Okay.
4 attempts now. So
Yeah. So, how many? This was your which attempt in CAPF?
this is my first attempt, sir.
So, in first attempt itself, you've got All India Rank 33.
Oh, yeah, it would appear that way, but I should be honest with you. Had I not given the civil service attempts, I would not have
Hmm.
cleared CAPF
This
examination
is a
in the
very
first attempt.
important message for the aspirants that even if you're preparing for civil services, it will help you greatly clearing this exam. Because if I can share my experience in preparing for civil service helped me even to get a single digit rank. So, tell me, Keerthana, that what does your parents do? Your family background in terms of that?
My dad works in LIC.
Mm-hmm.
He's an HGA and he's about to retire in two
Okay.
months. And my mom is a teacher, a government teacher in SGT. And I have a younger sister
Mm-hmm.
who's a doctor. She
Okay.
graduated this year. So, and she's preparing for PG NEET.
Okay. Fine. Right. So, now step by step, I'll lead you into the discussion of this examination. Uh, you, you know, you gave paper one, paper this first. You scored. Firstly, I would like to know how many marks you scored in the various stages. Paper one, paper two, and interview.
Paper one, I did terribly bad. It was 137.79 or 78. It was
Mm.
rounded up to 138. So that was my paper one score. Paper two, I did quite well. It was 111, triple one.
Yeah, you said
And
triple one, and as far as I have heard, whatever marks I've heard, I'm not even heard single person scoring 110 plus, and you are the only one, right? I'm not sure. I do not have enough data, but among the toppers and the information I'm getting from all the means people who've cleared, this is the highest mark in paper two, which is amazing. I'd like to know the paper two strategy in detail. Before that, just share me what was your paper one approach, and then we'll go into paper two.
paper one, I didn't take much time to prepare, sir, to be honest. The exam was in August, first week of August. And I had my civil services prelims in June, I think, that year.
Right.
So I didn't prepare much. So,
So
but
basically,
I did
whatever
give
books
two.
you've done for civil services are
Yeah,
majorly helpful for this exam, right? So can you list
yes,
out
sir. Rather
the
than
sources
books,
for various subjects?
sir, I totally depend on NCRTs.
Okay.
That's all I have to say. And for polity, I study Lakshmikant like everybody else, and then Spectrum for Modern
One
India.
thing is very clear. I have taken interviews and I've talked to everyone has said that NCRTs have been very, very helpful to clear, especially in areas like general science, in areas like geography, in
Yes,
history,
sir.
has been extremely helpful. So, and this is a message out there for anyone. So rather than spending thousands or lakhs rupees in coming to Delhi and preparing for coaching, if NCRT is in front of you, just go through that thoroughly, and I'm sure it will help you greatly in your paper one strategy. Now, I would
True.
like to talk about paper two. I want to know it in detail. How you scored 111?
I don't have any idea how I scored that. I don't think I'm the highest mark getter in paper two. I've seen 120 or something
No,
somewhere.
I'm
Okay,
doubtful that
I
I've
might be.
seen, because people I've seen, the scores are majorly 90% of the range is under 100. Above 100, very
Okay,
few. Even I was talking to rank one, I think so he scored around 104 or 104,
okay.
103. So 111 is exceptional. So which is the area you feel that you did exceedingly well, because of which you got this score?
There is no one particular field, but I think a grammar part helped me.
Hmm.
I
Okay.
aimed for 25 by 25 for the
Hmm.
grammar part. I was about
Okay.
to get 24 out of 25.
Hmm.
And I read, I read books, so I have that hobby of
Very
reading.
important
So
message. Very important message here. That reading helps you to have wider understanding of things, issues, and I'm sure would have reflected in your essay, uh, in the score, and it also helps you in structuring the essay, structuring your answers beautifully, because you know what is a good read. Anyone who's reading an essay and checking it, if that person is interested in reading, there's a good flow and good structure, would enjoy reading that, ultimately would have given you good marks. So for young aspirants and young women who are aiming to clear, be a good reader. So read a lot, and Kirtana has a very important message for you.
true,
What
sir.
else?
That and one thing someone advised me a while ago, telling me to write essays that even a 10th standard student can easily understand. You don't
Yes.
have to just overflow the paper with vocabulary or
Yeah,
data or any such things. Of course, data
that
is
is very
important,
important.
but having a structured answer and having the other person read and being totally able to understand is what matters at the end of the
Yeah.
day. It's
We've
not
entered
the
an era where the simplicity of your what you're trying to convey is becoming more important than the kind of language you use. So basically, at the end of the day, it's about the expression, how clearly it is depicted, rather than how complex, how you've so vocabulary, there was a time 10, 12, 15 years ago, when vocabulary was highly appreciated, but today the clarity of expression is very important, right?
yes, sir. And I've always been able to express myself better in paper, so I think it helped.
And I'm sure, see, those who are hearing you, the way you are expressing right now also shows that you're to the point and clearly expressing. That reflects, if it is in your personality, it reflects on the piece of paper as well. I believe that.
Yeah,
Right. So
definitely, sir.
after clearing this stage, you had to wait a long time for physical because of some court case. There was a long delay.
Yes.
So tell me how you prepared for physical and where was your center?
Okay. So, sir, I think I should say it was a blessing in disguise for me.
Mm.
Uh, I'm a I have participated in physical activities in college, but there was a long gap, so I could not
Yeah.
catch up immediately. Like
Hmm.
3 months was not enough for me, so that was a blessing in disguise. So I had to take help
Hmm.
to reach the set limit. So I think it worked fine with me.
Right, right, right.
And I'm not a runner, I should say. I've never run in my life. I hated running with my whole heart. So this is a complete new experience for me, and I should be honest with you, and I've loved it. Coming out of that tunnel,
Mm.
being able to run
Yeah.
800 meters and kilometers, and it was a very good experience. And people who think that it is hard for you to pass the physical test, please don't restrict
Yeah.
yourself to that, because if I can do it,
Yes.
you can all do it, because I
Yes.
am the
And
terrible runner there can
exactly.
be.
And out of all the physical for any kind of uniform services exam, this is the easiest standards you will have to clear.
True, true,
And
true.
if you're just practicing, or even I would say just physical fit, and have that thing in your mind, I have to clear, you'll easily clear this. One of the issues which a lot of usually aspirants face is long jump. How did you prepare for
Oh, that was a disaster for me in the beginning. I thought I could easily clear because I'm a
it?
rather tall person. I thought
Yes.
I would be easily clearing, but then it required physics. I had to
Okay.
understand the jump properly. So I took
Mm-hmm.
help,
Yeah.
honestly. I couldn't do it on my own. I was
Mm-hmm.
short by 2 feet or such.
Right.
So it was hard for me in the beginning, but consistency, pushed me,
Mm-hmm.
uh, you know, uh, to cross the 3 meter limit because I took all my three chances to jump,
Yes.
even in the physical test.
Right.
So
Right.
yeah, it's no issue. Honestly,
It's just the
you have
technique.
to
If you
start.
if you know the technique, then you can easily clear that, right?
True. That is
So
exactly,
where did
yes, sir.
your PET happen?
In Bangalore, sir.
Okay, Bangalore. Which battalion? Which unit was it?
CRPF.
Yeah,
CRPF.
CRPF. Okay.
And
Okay.
yeah.
So you cleared that. You cleared then. Of course, there are physical standard test and medical. Medical is pretty exhaustive, right? A lot of tests happen, and you cleared that. Then you were.
I should also add
Yeah.
something, sir.
Yeah.
The people over there, the personnel there, they are
Hmm.
so very supportive. I
Hmm.
mean, I can even picture their faces now. Like they're pushing us,
You're
you
pushing
can
you.
do
Yeah,
this,
you
come
can
ahead.
do it.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. And that also helped many people that day.
Yeah.
And even it helped me. They were like, do that, do this. And like they're
You see,
secretly wishing for us
they
to
they
pass.
they do not want people to get eliminated. They want that you get should get selected. And I know the board and the supporting staff out there, they really help you to, you know, keep pushing you. I know in 800 meters, they like clap for you, try to come on, you can do it, you can do it. And
Yes,
one
sir.
more thing, there'll be zero any discrepancy. In fact, everything is recorded. But the best part is the environment is very positive, just trying to push you to clear the minimum
True.
standards. Right.
Yes, yes.
So after clearing, you knew that, okay, now I'm selected for interview. And so you started preparing. And which board, eventually on the day, which board you had, how many marks you scored there, and what was your experience like?
Okay. Mine was Chowbe sir's board. I didn't
Okay.
know his name in the beginning. I had to come back home and look up in the UPSC website.
Okay.
So yeah, they were so cordial. The first thing that he said to
Hmm.
me was, if you don't know something, just honestly tell me so, because I myself don't know everything. So he was smiling at me. He was so cordial, and I felt at ease. But at
Okay.
the beginning, I was trembling. I could feel my body trembling. It was
Okay.
a terrifying experience, but a minute or so, you'll just feel yourself very happy. I was smiling throughout the interview. I was afraid that they were going to think I'm a crazy person for smiling too much or something.
Okay. That's
Yeah.
great. And
So the interview
what were the
experience,
kind of questions you were
oh,
asked?
that were unconventional, I should say. Nothing was asked out of my depth.
Hmm.
So Chowbe sir started with the Black Lives Matter movement
Okay.
and what happened and all that. And he later explained his background, the uh, George Floyd's background, and how he was a
Right.
criminal. And in spite of him being criminal and him spending in a jail, he was made rather an icon for the whole
Icon.
this big of a movement. So
Hmm.
is that fine? He asked me. So I was like, no, I didn't know how to answer, but he was just looking how I would maneuver through the question. I guess so. I was not convinced with myself, my own answer, but he said excellent. So I don't
Okay.
even remember
Okay.
what I said.
Okay.
Yeah.
What other questions, if any, you can remember now?
Because I am a CSC student, they asked
Hmm.
about how data is the new oil.
Okay.
And I've mentioned in my draft that I watch sitcoms, but
Hmm.
one of the members asked what reality TV shows were.
Hmm.
I told I don't watch them, sir, and he was like, "Don't you watch Big Boss and all that?" So I said no.
Okay.
So tell me one thing: do you think they are scripted? And I said, yeah, I think they might be said, but I haven't watched any, so I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay.
one of the other members was asking me about the how I am a woman, and
Hmm.
how people will be. discriminating against
Mm-hmm.
me. So I
Mm-hmm.
assumed that it was negative discrimination. Then he corrected me, telling me that no, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the positive discrimination.
Right, right.
He asked me if I would be okay with that. I said no,
Mm-hmm.
and
In the mock we had,
things
I
like
still remember that you were asked, I specifically said there's so many hobbies you had listed out. So, would you like to recommend anyone who will be filling out DAF that choose your hobbies very, think over it and then you write it down, right? I believe you had a lot of hobbies and it's just good, in a way that it shows that you are interested in a lot of things. But somehow there can be a lot of questions on that.
yeah. I would like to say if you're okay to answer anything, just put everything in the DAF. Otherwise, please don't. Just be honest.
Okay.
That's all. I think
Right.
I overdid a little bit, but
Mhm.
it worked fine with me. At the end
Yes.
of the interview, sir, he was asking me if I would like him to ask me anything, like if they
Mm-hmm.
missed out anything, or I feel like they missed out, they
Mm-hmm.
should have asked something. And I took your advice from the
Yeah.
mock interview, and I asked them to ask me about my reading hobbies, and I could see in his face was happy
Mm.
that I asked.
Yeah.
And at the end also, he stated that it makes them happy if candidates,
Yes.
ask them to ask this.
Yes,
And he
because
said,
it shows
excellent,
that you
excellent.
were engaged in the conversation rather than looking
Yes,
at the door wanting to run out. You are there taking a challenge and saying that yes, sir, let's have discussion. I'm enjoying this discussion. That shows the confident
yes.
personality, right? So,
Okay.
can you
Yeah,
tell me how many marks you scored in the interview?
110, sir. That was my
Okay,
target, and yeah, 110.
yeah, 110 out of 150 is very good score. Um, so you saw the rank 33. Immediate reaction when you saw the list?
I didn't believe that my name would be in the first page. I was scrolling to the last page. I don't know why, but I scrolled to the last page. I couldn't find my long name, so I just searched and KEER. I found one, successful
Okay.
search, and then I dropped my phone and I started jumping. That was my first reaction.
Right. So you would be joining CISF most likely as it was your first choice. Of course, most likely 100% you'll be joining that. So uh, what do you know about it and what is your vision about joining and what you wish to do after you join there?
I've known just a little bit about CISF, sir, because I've started preparing just the past year.
Mm-hmm.
So what I would do part is we have seen many news, like many personnel are committing suicides and
Mm-hmm.
suicides in the CAPF. So I would like to work or contribute in that direction
That's a beautiful
and make
thought because
communication.
with my experience, I tell you, if an officer maintains a good communication channel with Jawans and subordinates, and I assure you that there'll never be such cases. There'll be confidence that among the Jawans also that they can reach out to you for any kind of issue problem. And given that CISF today has lady officer not so lady officers are very minimum, right? Around I think so 5%. But overall lady strength is more than 10% now. That means out
Okay,
of overall force of 1,80,000, you'll have around 20 to 25,000 lady Jawans, right? And less than 50 lady officers are there. Okay. So you'll have a
oh,
lot of responsibility as a lady officer to represent them. And I remember even currently the Ministry of Home Affairs is doing a lot of activity and planning that in future, in next 20, 30 years, CSF should have 33% lady force. So for
okay,
you in future, I'm sure that a lot of women uh, aspirants, women Jawans currently working in CISF right now would be looking up to you to this message is very important because in my experience I have seen anyone who talks about it that yes, if you work as a team with your people, they'll come to you, share their issues, and if you can empathetically take them up, it'll bring a lot of confidence and you'll feel that the kind of satisfaction you will also get after hearing
Yeah.
them out and resolving their issues would be immense. Yeah. So that would be great, I'm sure. Once in CSF, you'll get a lot of exposure as well. So can you tell me what is the message you want to give out to young women aspirants out there? Currently, let's say you come from a small town, right? Uh, there are a lot of young aspirants who are not in Delhi, but sitting at their places right now, in villages, small cities, thinking of clearing this exam and becoming officers in various CAPFs. What is your message for them, especially women?
uh, Girls, I just want to tell you something. If I can do it, you can do it too. I'm guaranteeing you there might be thousands of you who are better than me at everything. So please don't restrict yourself thinking that you cannot do well in physical or any restrictions. You don't,
Hmm.
please don't put restrictions on yourself. The society is
Yeah.
there to put on you, so don't add on to it. Just
Mm.
challenge yourself and just be out there, because this is a very good opportunity to represent yourself, represent women, and represent the country. So
Yes.
please don't back away. Yeah. So that is my one message. And for everybody out there, if you want something, please don't leave it up to chance. Please don't
Mm.
take it for granted. If you
Yes.
want to work for it, that's all. Because discipline is the cost of discipline is way greater than regret.
Yes.
So no what
You,
ifs,
I
just
would
work.
say, Kirtana, you would be a great source of inspiration to thousands, if not lakhs, out there. And
Thank you, sir.
in any form, this message can reach out to them. I'm sure it'll instill confidence in those aspirants, especially women, that no, if women officers, are joining today as in CAPF and having a vision to lead that force, they too can. And again, my wishes are with you. It was wonderful talking to you today, knowing about your experience, your journey, and a lot of
Thank you, sir.
uh, wishes for your future. And I'm sure you'll do great for your nation. Firstly, make your parents proud, make yourself proud with your service, and keep just believing in yourself and keep working towards the welfare of all and make the country proud, nation proud. Thank you so much, Kirtana, for
Thank you, sir.
taking out time, and all the very best for your future endeavors.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.